It was an ancient tradition that St. Peter died in Rome. So you get a lot of people that say, no, St. Peter was even killed there, right? If you're talking to Protestants, they'll say, oh, Acts of the Apostles doesn't mention St. Peter being in Rome, and there's no record he was martyred in Rome, and that's just some fantastic tale that Christians have said because Rome wanted to assert its supremacy over other churches. And you get all these, all kinds of like this historical deconstruction, which ultimately undermines people's faith. And that's obviously growing throughout the 1700s and the 1800s and the French Revolution, et cetera, et cetera. And so I find it fascinating that as that has grown, our Lord has granted these graces where all these things have started to be uncovered. Like you say, these archaeological digs, precisely for that rationalistic and scientific mind. And so it turns out that they were digging under St. Peter's Basilica, and they find the remnants of an older church that was there before, and I think maybe even an older church that was there before. And they are getting down to a point where right now, today, where you have the high altar, so where mass is actually offered, you can go straight down and you get to a tomb that is ancient from the 1st century, and again verified by modern scientific studies of all the kinds of things that they'll do to date things, with the inscription that this is Peter's tomb, that this is where Peter lies. Yeah. And so that's fascinating. People can go down there now, and obviously mass could be offered there, but people can go and see that. And so it turns out that in reality, yes, our tradition has been right all along. So for 2,000 years, we've basically known where St. Peter died and where he was martyred and where he lay. And the Christians never forgot. And that always became this holy place. And so now St. Peter's Basilica actually stands on the historically accurate place where the Prince of the Apostles and the first vicar of Christ, the head of the College of the 12, where he was.